This is Will Nunziata, New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film. And today I am thrilled to be speaking with an acclaimed visual artist, the one and only Caroline Stoughton. Hello, Caroline. How are you?
Hi, Will. I'm good. Thank you.
Caroline, you are so incredibly talented. I can't even, but I want to get started with first and foremost. Do you remember the moment when you were a little girl and you picked up a crayon for the first time and you were like, I dig this?
Yes, 100%.
What
I
were you
remember
doing?
I used to color with my mom, my grandmom all the time. And I used to sometimes color like the grass pink or something like that. And there's nothing I wanted to do more than color. I always wanted to sit at the dining room table and get my thick, messed up coloring book. And that's all I wanted to do. That was my first experience, like loving it.
I love it. And I mean, I just want to let the audience know right up front, for more on Caroline and her amazing work, you can go to all the links that are below this video. Caroline, you have such an amazing eye for color. Talk to me about the relationship of color and the intensity of color that moves you so much. Again, what's so great, right, about people that view art, they can have their own interpretation of things, but there's something, again, for me as maybe it's my director brain, maybe it's my artistic brain, I don't know, but I'm just like, she has such a beautiful eye of relationships of color and vibrancy.
So I'll start by saying I hardly ever use the color black in my paintings. I never have it on my palette. I usually
And thus, of course, I showed up today in the one color.
Black.
You're welcome.
I like wearing black. I do. But I don't usually use black unless it's for some like little speck. I have this idea and I've always kind of pondered it. Like, how can everyone agree upon the same thing? Like this color that we can't tell what someone else is seeing as is orange or is pink or something. And that always boggled me. And I think about that all the time. Like, what color is grass to someone else? So how could we say it's green? Like green, and that's kind of what I work with. My colors come from the colors of the flowers my mom used to have. She used to have hydrangeas on the side of the house, and you know how they're always multicolored, right? Hydrangeas are probably a soft spot for a lot of people. Yeah, but I think the more I dug into it, that's kind of what it came from. The flowers I picked with her, those are the colors.
Wait,
and I'm
oh my
just
gosh, that is like, I feel like this is like already like a movie. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Like, I just love between like the relationship between, you and your grandma, you and your mom, and flowers and color. I just think that's so beautiful, and that like almost like that childlike sense of wonder and experience
Yes.
has stuck with you.
Yes, and I always loved being outside, flowers, animals, love baby animals. I used to have all the books of little baby bear goes to whatever. And
Speaking of animals, my dogs must have heard you say animals. They got so
yeah,
excited.
yeah, animals. It's like this innocence about them, and I feel like the colors that I use are just meant for them. Like, it's what they really are inside. Is the colors I use.
You capture like this beautiful emotional landscape of your animals. And I don't know if it's intentional, but all of the eyes of the animals have these little white specks of dot, almost like their inner light. Is that intentional?
Not at all, but I do think animals are very human.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm literally looking at this one that you have of a bear and this dog that almost looks like a little cross. Like literally, that's the face of one of my two Malteses, Vincent. He literally wakes up like,
Yeah.
I just think it's so beautiful that you capture the emotional love of what we have of animals, of all types. I'm literally looking, again, it's so interesting that you mentioned the black, that maybe that's what it is that I'm noticing, that like there's something popping because you don't have that foundation of black anywhere. It's all color.
Yes, and I don't even miss it. I don't think about it. It's like I would just never use it. but yeah, animals, it's just their innocence, and they just want to be loved, and they were here probably before us. And that's kind of where I get my landscapes from. Like, they're either in this beautiful landscape that they deserve, or it's like what it was like before we impeded on everything, you know?
But there's something so beautiful about the backdrop that you put on your animals. It's almost like this fluorescent, vibrant, pulsating, no pollution. No, it's just like it's a very almost Utopia-esque, fantastical, magical world you're putting these animals in.
Utopia, yeah. I That's a word I've worked with a lot and written about. That's what it is. It's like what a dream world would be to me.
Oh, I love it. Well, hello, it grafts me. And I mean, even some of, so like, I mean, even your photos of humans, they have almost it's a dreamscape. Again, you're taking essences of humans, but yet you're painting them in this dreamscape through the vessel of you. Is Talk to me about the process of when you do people.
Um, so like I said, I feel like I might have even some extra rod in my eye or something. I'm not sure what it is, but I feel like I see color a little bit differently than most people. So like when I'm looking at you, I'm seeing like blues and greens and yellows and the cheekbones, and um that's just how I interpret it. And I always start with a bold color so that it can't ever lessen from that. You know, it's like we started that and we're not going to get any darker. Um
That's
yeah.
amazing. And obviously, you've had so much success. You've had installations, exhibits of your work. I'm curious to know, are there any in particular that you can think of that you hold very near and dear to your heart?
Um, so my solo show, Chroma, I thought for a while about the title, and that obviously fit. I did, it was all like a dream world. I did this huge 30 to 40-foot piece of just this big landscape. And that was really important to me because I feel like for a while, I live in the suburbs outside of Philadelphia, and I feel like I never fully appreciated, I love land and just vast land and stuff, but I never fully appreciated the lack of the noise and things. And I started to sit in my backyard, and that whole landscape is called 100 Acre Woods, is my backyard, and it's just ongoing because I could sit there now forever. Once I fully appreciated it, I could sit forever and always find something different, hear something different. And that was important to me because people were looking at it and they're like, what is this and stuff? And it's just, they could see that for themselves if they actually took the time to appreciate what's right around them, you know?
Well, look at, I think your artwork is a perfect example of the work that you've done on yourself, but also as an artist in this time of, especially these past almost 2 years, where we've been forced to kind of be still and look within, but also maybe for the first time really notice our
Mhm.
surroundings and the beauty of the little things, literally and figuratively in life. I feel like your artwork speaks to the times now more than ever. And I'm curious to know what you're excited about in terms of maybe some pieces you're working on now that the world hasn't seen yet. Are you currently working on a series or an exhibit or certain pieces?
I'm looking at it right behind the camera, but I've been working and fascinated by like forest fires and how they're starting, and they're starting in places we wouldn't expect them. There's one in Greece, and it's just these heat storms and forest fires are really scary that they're happening so often, but also in this way absolutely beautiful. And it's a good reminder that we need to be more careful. And I'm looking at it over there. Sorry, I can't show you, but it has like neon orange and yellow and purple, and it's this smoky atmosphere. And it's almost like I know that it's on fire, but you can't tell because I'm painting it in a way that is still keeping the dignity of the place that is caught on fire.
You have such a beautiful sense of self for someone who's so young, and also just such a groundedness about you. And to think that you're carrying this baton of from a long line of strong women, your grandma, your mom, now you. I'm getting chills thinking about it, Caroline. You're absolutely incredible. I could speak with you forever. I want to let our audience know for more on the incredible Caroline and all of her work and how you can get it. go to the links below. Caroline, I'm so excited you're coming on board this brand new social media app where you're going to be connected with fans, but also other artists all over the world. And
Mhm.
I'm so grateful that we're now connected.
Yes, thank you, Will.